Are you ready to kick annual performance reviews to the curb? Annual performance review. 3 small words that strike a lot of fear into the heart of any employee and bring most managers to roll their eyes. For good reason, too. So, you have to assess employee performance in some way, right? That's where alternatives to performance reviews come in. I'm Sissy with Jotform, and in today's video, we're going to discuss the disadvantages of traditional employee reviews and give you 5 alternative options to consider. If you're looking for a better way to conduct employee performance reviews, stay tuned. It's time to ditch the traditional way of conducting employee performance reviews. Let's take a look at a few of the reasons why you should leave this faulty style in the past. First off, since this style is tied to past performance, the annual review puts too much emphasis on previous events. It misses opportunities to provide valuable year-round feedback that employees can apply in real time. Another disadvantage is that to employees, this style of review can feel like a judgment rather than guidance on how to improve. Employees tend to dread the reviews and often feel anxious for days leading up to them, which can lead to reduced productivity. Tying compensation into performance review also causes a feeling of fear or anxiety in employees. Lastly, companies often provide such little guidance to managers on how to conduct an effective performance review that the review itself doesn't result in feedback either party can effectively use. The process can require days of prep time for managers. Time and energy are wasted since this outdated review style doesn't result in the desired behavior changes anyway. If you're ready to jump into more effective performance reviews, here are 5 options to consider instead. One alternative option is the one-on-one. Managers and direct reports can have informal meetings weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or at whatever frequency works best for the team. This way, real-time feedback and coaching can make employees feel like the leadership hears and values them. You and your employee can address challenges as they come up, rather than waiting. Since these meetings are informal, it can make it somewhat difficult to measure progress against goals for each employee. Also, since you're meeting multiple times a year with each employee, this option can be a bit more time-consuming. To stay organized and effective, try Jotform's easy room reservation form, Zoom scheduling form, or even our calendar table templates. Another alternative option is project-based reviews. These reviews focus on the last project an employee completes. This means that the review will be directly relevant to the work, rather than some arbitrary one-size-fits-all company standard. This style allows leadership to evaluate the employee and the team against objective project goals. By nature, project-based reviews happen more frequently, so the opportunity to reward good performance or improve weak performance can happen as needed, rather than just once a year. Clearly defined objectives, scope, and deliverables make these reviews simpler to conduct and more effective overall. Project-based reviews can require a massive amount of time from both managers and employees, as they likely take place many times throughout the year. To make things easy, you can use Jotform's project tracker to continually gather project info that you can apply to a project-based review. Continuous feedback is another alternative option to try. Doing so gives employees feedback throughout the year, rather than waiting to address ongoing issues in an annual review. This approach also creates space for giving more positive reinforcement, which is often in short supply in many workplaces. The continuous feedback approach helps employees address performance challenges throughout the year, making adjustments along the way. Collaboration, skill acquisition, and employee engagement can all thrive with continued tweaks. This type of feedback can also provide a more accurate reflection of each employee's contribution. A continuous feedback culture takes time and effort to set up. This can be particularly challenging if your company has been conducting a traditional annual review for many years. Jotform offers 450 plus varieties of feedback form templates that you can format and fully customize to align with your needs. You can also utilize our employee feedback form, which can help collect data from employees and allow them to share their comments, suggestions, and ideas. Another great option is the 360-degree review. This method allows employers to gather feedback from an employee's managers, supervisors, peers, subordinates, as well as company suppliers, clients, and customers. This method is often considered to be more objective since colleagues who interact with the employee at all levels evaluate their teammates. Overall, you get more of a complete picture as there are multiple raters and less of a chance of individual bias influencing the review. Feedback is often more rich and actionable because it comes from a variety of sources. This method can also be quite time-consuming since you're having to administer reviews and gather feedback from a lot of sources. Jotform's Employee Performance Review form can simplify this process and make gathering feedback fast. To wrap up our alternative performance review options, we have the quarterly check-ins option. These are performance reviews that take place 4 times a year rather than once. They hit the sweet spot of offering more frequent feedback to employees without overloading managers or the team with reviews. This approach of ongoing dialogue fosters an environment of happier, more engaged, and more productive employees. Check-ins allow employees to take a proactive approach to their development and make ongoing improvements on a shorter timetable. If you're a busy manager, scheduling check-ins with all your employees 4 times a year might be overwhelming. These check-ins often lack focus on long-term goals, potentially missing the pictures. To avoid all of these pitfalls, try scheduling your quarterly check-ins using Jotform's room reservation form or Zoom meeting form for those remote meetings. The annual review is a practice ingrained in most workplaces. While it may not be easy to change the traditional way of evaluating employees and get approval for an alternative approach, the benefits can easily outweigh the costs. Let's do a quick review. If you're ready to boot old, ineffective performance review styles to the curb, try these alternative methods instead. You can try one-on-one meetings on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. You can try project-based reviews or use continuous feedback. There are 360-degree reviews that gather a scope of employees' performances from all angles, or you can try quarterly check-ins. Try one, try them all. See which one is the best fit for your team. I'm Sissy with Jotform. Thanks for watching.